The upcoming visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Bratislava is going to be quite historic. It would be the first visit by any Indian Prime Minister to Slovakia. And to talk more on that, we have with us the Ambassador of Slovakia to India, Robert Maxian. Let's talk to him and find out.
Well, thank you very much for having me on Doordarshan, and as you correctly mentioned, it will be indeed a landmark event of Indo-Slovak bilateral relation. Never in our history the prime ministers of our countries have met in person. And this is the result of the high-level political dialogue and engagement, which actually started in 2022 when Dr. Jaishankar, Minister of External Affairs, has visited Slovakia. Since that time, there have been so many meetings of our foreign affairs ministers in order to solve the actual issues of our relationship. The boost to the relationship was given by a visit of Madam President Draupadi Murmu in April last year in Slovakia, and also visit of President of the Slovak Republic, Peter Pellegrini, to India for the AI Summit in February this year.
Well, absolutely. Like Ambassador, you just mentioned that both countries enjoy a very good political relationship. But there is a lot to do more on the business and investment front. Both India and Slovakia need to take their bilateral trade to next level.
Yes, we are very much in the economical diplomacy, in the area of the economical cooperation with India on both sides. Those are the investments, those are both side investments. In Slovakia, we are having the major investors from India, like Jaguar Land Rover, Amara batteries, or Tata AutoComp. There are a number of them. And also we are having the Slovak investors, which are investing in a big way in India, in the area of railways, in the area of defense, in the green technologies. So I would say this is really the win-win situation. As far as the trade is concerned, I am very pleased to say that this has been doubled in the span of the 3 years. From the 2003 to 2005, we have been increased the level of the trade from 800 million euros to 1.6 billion euros. So naturally, one of the key takeaway from this visit, a high-level visit, would be to boost the trade, investments, innovation, and general Indo-Slovak ties.
Slovakia has a highly advanced defense industry. If we talk about artillery, armored vehicles, simulation systems, and India is focusing more on self-reliance, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So in the defense sector, how India and Slovakia can proceed?
Since 1993, establishment of the independent Slovakia, we are a reliable supplier of military hardware to India. This cooperation was in a big way, and we have been supplying to Indian Ministry of Defense, ordnance factories and public sector units. We have supplied the military hardware to the many factories. Due to the span of the years, the cooperation has been changed, and scenario also because the conditions in India has been changed. There have been the private industries who are part of the Indian defense scenario as of now, and we do with the private companies as well. The cooperation is there. There are many possibilities, and Slovakia supplies to India flight mission simulators, chemical detectors, recovery vehicles. We supply a number of the ammunition plants to India, and there is a big scope for the joint cooperation, even in the sectors you have been mentioning, like artillery technology or the 4x4 amphibious vehicles. So there is a big scope, and we are cooperating with India in many joint ventures and the Make it India policy as well.
So, Ambassador, that's a very good news as far as defense sector is concerned. Now, moving on to another important issue, which is high-tech manufacturing and cybersecurity. How can Slovakia take advantage of India's immense talent pool in the IT sector and also the UPI?
Regulatory authorities on both countries are preparing the MOU, an agreement in the cybersecurity area, which might be announced very soon, which will be creating the framework for the cooperation of the companies both ways in India and Slovakia. I am pleased to announce that one of the largest tycoon and Slovak enterprise named Asset in the cybersecurity area will be opening the office in Delhi very soon. As far as the digitalization of the your payment system is something fantastic, unique, which I admire. We are also having a lot of companies positioned in the digital healthcare, for example, which are doing a fantastic job and registered in the hospitals around India. And other companies are operating from Bangalore in the area of IT sector. So we are giving priority to these areas we have been naming, and we will be pleased to support as an embassy both ways trade and cooperation in this very promising area.
Well, absolutely. Slovakia is the world's largest car producer per capita, and India is experiencing a massive push towards electric vehicles and clean mobility. How will this visit foster collaboration between Indian automobile sector and the Slovak automotive supply chain, especially regarding EV battery technology?
Slovakia is largest per capita personal cars producer in the world. We are 5 million population, more than 5 million, and we are producing 1.2 million cars a year. We are having 5 to 6 largest and most important investors in Slovakia. Automotive sector is a strategic and core sector of Indo-Slovak cooperation. We are exporting roughly 100 million euros of the luxury cars to India per annum, and we are buying around 150 million euros of the spare parts for our domestic manufacturing process. So totally, we are trading 250 million euros in the automotive sector and the cars annually. There are several investors which already are working and showing a good progress in Slovakia, Jaguar Land Rover and Amara batteries and others, which are obviously in the area of the automotive. So by having the FTA, this cooperation, which will come into force around by end of the year or early next year, this cooperation will be, I'm sure, doubled. So we see the automotive sector as a core and key of the sector of our cooperation.
Now, Ambassador, both India and Slovakia are heavily invested in diversifying their energy mixes, including nuclear energy and green hydrogen. Will we see any framework in this regard, like agreements regarding green energy transition or sustainable infrastructure during this visit?
We are having the framework has been established. We are having MOU signed between regulatory authorities responsible for the nuclear energy of both of the countries. Slovakia has a very good experience in the nuclear energy because 65% of the energy mix is gained from the nuclear energy. However, in India, it is only the 2% which consists from the nuclear power. So there is a vast of experience on the Slovak side, which we can pass to India.
Now, Ambassador, Slovakia acts as a crucial gateway to Central Europe and the wider European Union. How does Bratislava view India's growing strategic footprint in the region, and how can Slovakia help accelerate the long-pending India-EU free trade agreement?
Well, the Slovakia is very much supportive of early announcement and early coming into force of the FTA, which we are expecting will be soon. It will give the boost of the to the trade and investments, and it will make it easy the approach of the Indian products to Slovakia and Slovak products to India as well. It will be created more free trade zone of the 2 billion people actually, and practically it means that the Indian buyers would get the items cheaper, because the import duty for the luxury vehicles is 110%. Having the gradually reduction of the import duties to 10%, the Indian buyers will be able to buy our products, cars and other luxury items much cheaper than they are buying now. Obviously, we see India as a global power. We have also announced the strategy on Indo-Pacific. By the way, it was the last December, where we see India as a biggest partner in Indo-Pacific region, and a very reliable and readable partner with whom we would like to widen the cooperation further.
Ambassador, talking about people-to-people contact, which is very, very important. Indian professionals, researchers and students are increasingly looking at Central Europe countries like Slovakia for opportunities.
We are having a lot of MOU and agreements ready for announcement. Indian diaspora is increasing, and I am very happy. More than 10,000 Indian people are working in the Slovak industry as of now. In fact, it is the second largest working force after the Ukrainians, who are 50,000.
Now, coming to the last question, how does Slovakia view leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi?
I see in India tremendous changes. If you just start from building up the infrastructure, the numbers of ports and highways, we have not seen the 15 years back. Also the area of the digitalization, which is really simplifying the payment process in all around India, even for the poor. The AI should be also for the poor, and this is the major announcement from your government, which I really subscribe to. So either it is exploration of the space, either it is healthcare, either it is infrastructure. India is making big steps, and also solving the issues of the poverty, which is, I think, most important for the government. So we would like to continue the cooperation with India and be part of the Viksit Bharat 2047. And that's what we are doing just now, even with our investments, either in biofuel or in the area of the railways, where we are transferring the latest technologies and also creating the jobs.
Well, thank you, Ambassador. On that positive note, we come to an end, and it is nice to hear from you that Slovakia stands together with India in realizing the Viksit Bharat dream of 2047.